Hello and welcome to this week's Pixel Empire video review. Tomorrow is January 11th, which marks 8 years since the first review was upped, Soul Calibur on Dreamcast, in 2018. I just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone who has ever watched, liked, commented and subscribed. It means a lot to me and I'm forever grateful. This week's video marks 389 on the channel, so we're 11 away from the big 400. There's lots planned for 2026, but for now, let's take a look at God of War Ragnarok.
Keep it steady now.
After a half-decade hiatus and a significant overhaul, God of War's 2018 return proved a remarkable resurrection. Managing to redefine its gameplay while retaining many of the core tenets that defined Sony's powerhouse series on prior consoles, Santa Monica Studio hit a home run while also teasing plans for the future. 4 years later, after some woes caused by outside circumstances, God of War Ragnarok would arrive as one of the more anticipated releases of the PlayStation 5. The best sequels aim for optimization with refinement in key areas, or others expand the scope with wider worlds to explore. While this follow-up doesn't rewrite the rulebook laid out by its predecessor, it definitely opts to both refine and expand, with fantastic results.
About time.
After the conclusion of the prior game, Ragnarok picks up 3 years later as Kratos and Atreus prepare for the inevitable battles ahead. Coming to terms with the revelations which ended the last game, as well as the impact of their choices, they must also contend with a myriad of threats. A vengeful Freya seeks revenge for her son's death at the hands of Kratos, but worse yet, Odin and his powerful forces make their presence felt, including the likes of Thor.
Are you a calm and reasonable person?
It's an epic saga spanning all the realms of Norse mythology, with both returning and newly introduced characters making their presence felt. The exploration of themes such as prophecy, paternal bonds, and the impact of choices, made both in the previous game and even releases prior, is absolutely stellar, rewarding those who have stuck with the series with a high-quality yarn. The assortment of talent behind the voices also aids this. Once again, Christopher Judge's turn as Kratos proves mesmerising, handling the emotional range from quiet guidance to anger capably. And his chemistry with Sonny Suljic, who returns as Atreus, remains engaging.
Stop thinking like a father for a moment and start thinking like a general!
No!
But there's a ton of other quality performances worth mention too. Danielle Basutti's turn as the emotionally devastated Freya is heartbreaking yet captivating. Ryan Hurst is a scene stealer as Thor, with his intimidating presence, though one tinged with a tragic backstory.
It means I get a piece of you for what you took from my family.
And Alistair Duncan brings the levity and humour again as Mimir. Richard Schiff's slimy portrayal of Odin is also worth mention, though he does highlight a few issues with Ragnarok's writing.
That's right. I know you're in here somewhere, you silver-tongued little shit.
Some awkward jokes feel unnecessary, almost out of place, and stick out next to the rest of the writing, which feels extremely high quality.
At least let me finish this song. That alarm was in just the perfect key.
It's not so much the banter between Kratos, Atreus and Mimir during exploration, which remains enjoyable, but a few moments where an attempted witty zinger goes down like a lead balloon. It's not enough to spoil the game, of course, and the majority of this tale is top notch.
There he is.
This added scope applies to the exploration, as the 9 realms are all explorable in God of War Ragnarok.
Do you feel that?
What's that, lad?
Anything. Everything. It's warm.
The previous game introduced the likes of Midgard and Alfheim, but these have been expanded and retooled enough to avoid deja vu, such as Fimbulwinter gripping Midgard in a cold chill. Svartalheim, a mix of Dwarven Town and surrounding wetlands, offers multiple islands to explore and favours such as freeing a creature captured for Odin. Vanaheim's lush jungle offers changing landscapes with altars, which change the time of day, and a sizable desert area to explore outside of the main forests. Misselheim also returns with new challenges as well as other areas to explore. The game is absolutely stuffed for content, including a slew of collectibles and deep side quests which help enrich the backstories of several characters.
He burned that into Derlin's head?
Failed rebellions tend to warrant swift and enduring retribution.
Some areas are locked until you acquire new abilities later in the game, encouraging return visits. The endgame also features some immensely tough bosses, requiring high-level gear and considerable skill to beat. The main quest is 20 hours already, but seeking everything out may double the runtime. Core mechanics feel ace, with some fine tweaks sharpening the blade of combat. Kratos is again armed with his axe and blades, and can call upon Atreus' aid with arrow fire. The shoulder buttons and triggers swing your weapon, while the face buttons handle abilities and dodging. You can also equip runes and relics which let you perform powerful specials. It feels great, undoubtedly helped by the 60 frames per second boost, which feels silky smooth. There's also a lot more enemy variety this time around, such as the Einherjar, who utilise Bifrost to encase your health and deal extra damage when you are struck. There's also a range of bosses, from the larger-than-life encounters you'd expect from the series to smaller, yet still deadly, skirmishes. Sadly, other aspects of Ragnarok aren't quite as successful. A few segments feel overly padded, including a particular visit to a certain wood, which is rife with menial tasks and slow walking.
So, which way do we go?
Puzzles, while often inventive and enjoyable if you solve them quickly, can often be ruined by dialogue, as your accompanying characters sometimes spell out the solution if you take too long.
Think we could breathe the order to help us?
But more often than not, this God of War mixes satisfying exploration, incredible set pieces, and dramatic turns to superb effect.
Tell me where!
Atreus, look for a break to stop the train! He should be a leader of some sort!
God of War's arrival on the PlayStation 5 showcases immense technical prowess, delivering a consistently stunning experience with razor-sharp performance.
Maybe finding Tyr is our best protection. Seemed like Odin really didn't want us to find it.
Characters bear lifelike expressions and mannerisms during story scenes, and for the most part, their intricate movements carry over to gameplay. Environments are large, colourful, and full of details such as wildlife in forests and deserts, or the tracks made in the snow by your sled and wolves. Combat flows beautifully, gruesome finishes serve as flourishes to bosses, and breathtaking lighting basks the world in consistent tones. And the game never dips below 60 frames per second, a remarkable achievement considering everything going on. The sound also hits hard, with brutal combat strikes and other satisfying sounds, like opening chests. But the star is Bear McCreary's soundtrack, another fantastic accompaniment which richly textures key moments. From bombastic boss themes to quieter tracks of remembrance or sorrow, it's perfectly instrumented with well-timed peaks and valleys. God of War Ragnarok offers another sterling adventure for Kratos, taking what made the previous game excellent and expanding its scope with epic results. Being able to fully explore the 9 realms, refined mechanics, and a huge amount of side content to uncover all make this worthy of your time. It's really the pacing and storytelling which shine brightest. Another incredible narrative that's buoyed by an outstanding presentation and killer vocal performances. There's some less than stellar segments here and there, and it can sometimes feel like the game holds your hand too often, especially with puzzles, but these are minor quibbles in the grand scheme of things. If you have any attachment to Kratos, Atreus, and action adventures in general, this one is a must play.
Consider your blood debt paid. Be seeing ya.